Hey everyone, it's Jack and Adam from Cultaholic, back again with some Monday morning wrestling news. Adam, how are you this fine, at the start of this fine week?
Oh, it was a lovely weekend, Jack. I was out in the garden. I was finishing painting the fence. I had my top off, t-shirt, suntan, listening to Top Loader, dancing in the moonlight, and I just thought to myself, I'm a real wanker. It's been really nice. How are you?
I'm all right. I've got a bit of hay fever on the go, which is good.
Did you guys?
Little bit, but hopefully it doesn't get too bad. But tell you what is bad, well, we'll get into it in a second, because here are the wrestling headlines. First of all, a WWE title belt appears to have been stolen from the Thunderdome. Next up, Roman Reigns' Hell in a Cell Universal title plans have been reportedly revealed. And finally, a former AEW star has signed with the NWA. So yes, first of all, in very shocking news, a title belt appears to have been stolen from the Thunderdome itself. This is according to the University of South Florida, who tweeted out, well, a handy series of images, basically, of a man unloading bags from the Thunderdome and taking them away.
Scum. Scum.
Absolute scum. But it's just absolutely bizarre how this could have happened. Is it a case of, like, he looked like he was supposed to be there, so they just let him wander about? I don't really understand.
I not a clue. To me, the guy looks like Ethan Page. Actually, just checking out these images. I'm not accusing anybody of anything, but yeah, you can see there he's got a duffel bag full of stuff, and in his left hand appears to be a title belt. Now, there's been a bit of discussion as to which belt this may be, because originally people were saying that's the US title belt. I'm not sure, because if you zoom in, the belt looks more of a maroon colour. And so I was thinking, that could be the Raw Tag titles. Maybe it's the NXT North American title, something like that. It's definitely a title belt. We don't know, which belt it is. Maybe it's a replica. Maybe they got lucky. It's been a bit of an unlucky time over the past couple of years. Like Walter, he had his nick, didn't he?
Chris Jericho lost his.
Left it on the top of lost his. Left it on the top of the car. They were both fortunate enough to get their belts back. So hopefully this disgusting criminal scum could be apprehended, punished severely, and WWE will get their title gold back.
I think it looks a bit like Just Joe from the Attitude Era.
Fair play. Also a bit like Andrew, and he was off last week, wasn't he, actually?
Okay.
So he was off last week, he's fired.
Yeah, he was suspended.
Suspended.
Nailed it. Yeah, I wonder if we'll find out. I mean, I'm guessing they've got replicas on hand, so we might not immediately be able to tell which one it is.
I don't think they'll acknowledge it at all. I think they'll just hope they get it back. But that's worth a few quid, eh? Difficult to sell, though. Difficult to sell. Yeah. Hot goods. I
mean, people might be thinking, how was it just left lying around? But if you remember in WCPW backstage, often the belts would just be left lying around. I'm sorry to ruin the prestige of the WCPW Tag Team Championships, for example, but, sometimes
every time at the end, it would just be like, oh, has anybody seen the belts? And we would have to run around and look for them.
Messaging wrestlers going like, did you take the belt with you to the hotel? And then there's an agonising wait for them to confirm, yes, I have got the belt. And so,
they lost the little one, didn't they?
Did they?
The original, the one on Damo that was like
too small for him.
That big. Yeah, they lost that one. It got who knows?
I think in my head I had a theory that maybe one of us had stolen it on our way out, just to keep saying like, I'll just have that on the way.
Not me.
No, not me either. Just to clarify. So yeah, that's very shocking news. But in other title-based news, it's not gone missing. But we think we know the plans for the Universal title match at Hell in a Cell. Dave Meltzer is reporting that Roman Reigns is going to be defending the Universal title against Rey Mysterio at Hell in a Cell. Bit of a unique matchup there. I'm certain they've wrestled before, in probably even maybe on a pay-per-view, but probably not in a match of these stakes. Is that a little bit surprising to you, that one?
I tell you what, it's a bit disappointing to me. Nothing against Rey Mysterio. Obviously, he's incredible, and it's a match that I would really like to see also. But when they shifted Hell in a Cell to earlier in the year, I thought, okay, they've got plans that they want to get going as soon as possible, right? They probably, Jimmy's just come back. They're going to do something with Jimmy versus Roman, maybe a triple threat including Jay, and I was really excited about that. But a Rey Mysterio Roman Reigns match, that's just a match that you could do at any pay-per-view.
You could do it on SmackDown.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
I don't really get it. So I thought it was going to be a little bit bigger than this. It'll be a great match. It'll be a really great match. But I don't know why they brought Hell in a Cell. I don't know.
No, yeah, same. I don't quite understand either. Maybe, I mean, it does make sense-ish from a storyline point of view, because on last week's SmackDown, obviously there was the big tag title match between the Usos and the Mysterios, and then Roman ran in and caused the DQ. So I can see how they could possibly build to that. But at the same time, yeah, I thought it might feature one of the Usos or something. Maybe it's not even necessarily about Rey. Maybe we'll see a big storyline moment, like, involving one of the Usos in it. Because obviously last year we had... Was it the matches with Jimmy or was it with Jay?
With Jay, yeah.
With Jay, yeah. Before he joined the family, or before he became part of the heel stable. So there's a lot of different directions they can go with
Maybe
the story.
it's because Money in the Bank, they wanted to do that in front of a live crowd. They weren't so fussed about doing Hell in a Cell, so they pushed Money in the Bank back a little bit. But no, that hasn't worked out. I don't know. It'll be a good match. It'll be a good match. I don't want to.
It'll be a good match, of course. I just wonder why they've done that. Maybe all will become apparent in the next few weeks. Who knows? Also, beyond that, of course, we'll get SummerSlam, the next Big Four pay-per-view, which takes place obviously in August. And apparently, again according to Dave Meltzer, this year's SummerSlam is set to be maybe a little bit shorter than usual. It's slated to start at 8 p.m. Eastern Time, whereas typically pay-per-views start at 7 p.m. Eastern. So people are estimating around a 3-hour runtime, which would be superb, really, wouldn't it?
Yeah,
It'd just be brilliant. Especially after that AEW one that went about 5 or 6 hours.
Knackering.
Yeah.
Rub it. No, I think it's one thing that I hope that they've learned from the ThunderDome era is that bigger isn't always better. They've done a really good job of, because there haven't been crowds there, they've kept the pay-per-views shorter, and they've been a hell of a lot more enjoyable to watch. I mean, you wouldn't sit around and watch a film for like 5-6 hours unless you're a complete mentalist. Yeah. And I sort of feel the same way about wrestling, whether you're there live in attendance or whether you're watching at home. I think like around 3 hours, maybe 4 for a big, and that's why I like WrestleMania over 2 nights. Get a couple of 3-4 hour shows. Jobs are good. Yeah,
I agree as well. It's weird that as wrestling fans we often clamour for less wrestling, but it does make sense. Apparently the reason for this is potentially because also taking a place in Las Vegas, as SummerSlam is the big Manny Pacquiao versus Errol Spence Jr. fight. Now, I'm not big on boxing particularly, but I know that Manny Pacquiao is kind of old, and I know that Errol Spence Jr. is very current, and I think it's a title fight. I can't believe Manny Pacquiao has politicked his way into it. Anyway, I'm going to leave that. A lot of parallels there between wrestling and boxing, though. And I think that the reason that Meltzer's saying here
is Manny Pacquiao Goldberg. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, Manny Pacquiao's like Goldberg, yeah.
Okay, right.
Yeah,
and Errol Spence Jr. is like
Rey Mysterio, a young whippersnapper fighting for titles. Yeah. So apparently the two pay-per-views are going to run simultaneously, but the Pacquiao fight is expected to begin at around, because obviously there's a whole undercard, that fight's expected to begin around midnight local time. So it might be a case of not wanting to turn people off from buying SummerSlam tickets because they'll miss the big main event of the boxing fight. So if they manage to end the show a bit earlier, it gives people time to get across to the other venue. I suppose that is, in theory, why they're doing it. Or at least that's why Meltzer's theorising anyway. Moving on now to news from outside of WWE, because Kylie Ray has signed with the NWA, the National Wrestling Alliance. They announced it on last night's When Our Shadows Fall pay-per-view over the past weekend. And she's obviously previously worked for AEW. There was a very... it caused a lot of speculation when she left AEW. Some of it kind of unfair, because she came out and said, look, I've got my own reasons for it and I don't want people constantly talking about it. But wrestling, a lot of people constantly did talk about it. She then popped up in Impact, of course, and then took a break from it after missing Bound for Glory 2020 and hadn't been seen in the company since, but she was remaining officially under contract. And then PW Insider reported that a deal was reached between Impact and NWA to allow the latter to sign Kylie Ray. And both sides apparently came to an agreement in the last 4 to 5 days. So, yeah, she was announced over the weekend. I mean, she's very good. She's very talented.
Yeah, she's really fun to watch, isn't she? She's really fun to watch. I was really sad when she left AEW. And then it was cool to see her pop up in Impact, but that didn't really last. So I'll be looking forward to watching the odd match.
Yeah, and she might even have an inbuilt storyline potentially. It depends how quickly they want to push her to prominence, because we have a new NWA Women's Champion for quite a long time now, since she beat Thunder Rosa, I believe. Serena Deeb has been the NWA Women's Champion. She's popped up on AEW with it, of course, most recently on the buy-in show for Double or Nothing, defending it against Riho, but she has lost now to Camille after a spear, apparently, but I haven't seen the match personally. I can't comment on how good it was. They're both good, though. I'm sure it was at least good.
I think Camille's class, isn't she? I haven't seen a crazy amount of stuff from Camille, but she's so, like, unique and just, she's the boy. Yeah,
she's the boy. Great choice of words there. But no, she now seems to be embarking upon this kind of dominant heel run, I'd expect anyway. And we might need a brave babyface to come along and try and take the belt from her.
And
I'll
do it.
And I can't think of many people better positioned than either AJ Hazard or Kylie Ray in that regard. Timing. Yeah, absolutely. So good luck to her. And it looks like maybe the NWA Women's Division is kind of, I was about to say shaping up a bit, but they've had very talented members of their roster anyway for a while, but maybe they're going to gain a bit more traction with crowds coming back and a bit more regular storylines and that sort of thing. So a lot of exciting times in the world of wrestling, a lot of belt-based news there. And hopefully, as you said near the start of this video, we can bring that piece of subhuman trash to justice and get back whichever title it was that was stolen.
It is mentioned here if you do see the man in question. Normally they say don't approach just in case they're dangerous, but here it says this is wrestling, so do tackle, apprehend, and pummel the individual in question. So go ahead.
Disclaimer, that's not what it says, but it's a news video, so I feel like I had to make that clear. Thanks for watching, everybody.
Serious.
Thanks for joining me here, Adam. I don't know whether we'll be back or not later today. It depends how much more news breaks, I think. So we'll wait up and we'll see.
I'm on Twitch tonight because Andrew's gone.
Are you? Okay, what are you doing?
Red Dead, I think. I'm going to do some Red Dead.
Fair enough. That's twitch.tv/Cultaholic at 6 p.m, did you say?
Yeah.
Wonderful stuff. Right. Thanks, everybody, for watching. Leave your thoughts in the comment section down below, and we'll see you very soon.